Chupra placement. Let's get into it. So the first card you have, Taurus, is the Chariot. And this is number 7. This is major arcana. So the number 7 is coming through strong with this energy. And if you look at the picture, there are two horses. One is a dark, one is white, little translucent kind. And it's a dark background, dark black, and then there is white floor. So this Chariot, I feel, is navigating, from the darkness into the brightness. So moving away, charging away, moving through the darkness, moving away from the darkness into the light. And then, in the other decks, the reins are not crossed. In this, the reins are crossed. There is a X, if you see, which means that these two horses, of course, they are black and white. Apart from that, they're also, they're opposing forces. They're opposite forces. But if you see, the reins, they are held in a perfect X format. So the charioteer knows how to keep that balance. How to balance two opposing things, two opposing forces. For you, Taurus, it could be two opposite ideas, maybe there is external forces that are opposing you, or maybe there are two opposite things that you're trying to balance, two opposite ideas that you're trying to balance. It could be two jobs that you're trying to balance, which are completely different from each other, because these horses are different energies. So there could be completely two different energies, fields, or things that you're trying to balance. Maybe it's people, but it's in perfect harmony out here. So I do feel that, there is a forward movement, and there's a lot of positive intention because the Chariot moves through the darkness, through the obstacles, because the Charioteer knows where to go. So it's a well-directed, well-intended direction that you're moving in. And of course, these opposing forces is something that you have mastered. That's what I would say. Yeah, you have mastered two opposite things, and you're navigating through a situation which you don't know what the outcome of it will be, but you're still moving forward with good determination. And the thing is that there are two opposing forces, but you're not eliminating it, You're still holding it and moving forward with it. And for you, Taurus, you are the second house energy, collective second house energy. You are the earth energy, which is in general very patient, very steady. Bull is your life, right? The symbolic of bull, which is steady, constantly moving forward, very determined, very patient, very perseverant. These are the qualities of the collective Taurian energy. And I feel you're moving forward at that pace. Chariot is not a Ferrari. It doesn't move like a Ferrari. It moves at its own sustained speed, at its own pace. And I feel that's your thing. You're moving at your pace, but you're moving forward. You know where to go. So, and I also feel that there is something big that you have already completed, but you're moving forward to take a new phase that you're moving into, I feel. You've completed, there is a significant completion out here, is what I'm picking up on. And then there is a forward movement. Of course, we are heading into the Gemini season. So you have done something, you have collected something, and you're taking that forward into the next chapter, next season, next phase, whatever that is for you. Now, Chariot energy also, in this, we cannot see what the charioteer is actually wearing, But from what I, from the other decks, the Rider-Waite specifically, which is like, highly symbolic. So if I think about the Chariot in that deck, there is a, what do you call? A home, kind of a home that the Chariot carries. The Chariot has like the dome on top, the home. Which is very symbolic because, this is the major arcana, which is representative of the collective Cancerian energy. And Cancerian energy is symbolically shown as a crab, which has a hard shell, and the shell the crab uses only for its protection. So the Chariot is shown to be protected. And I feel that for you, Taurus, you're protecting something that you're moving forward with, and I feel that it's your I feel that your consistency is the thing that is protecting your your goal, your project, your whatever thing that you're working on. Could be a business, could be a side gig, whatever that is. Your consistency, your perseverance, your strong will, your direction, which I feel that you're very intuitive about it. Cancerian energy is a water sign, so it's a very intuitive sign. So I feel that you are very strongly intuitive about it, and your intuition is guiding you forward because you really don't know what's ahead. They say it's a dark background, so there's less visibility. But your intuition is guiding you forward. Your hard work is what's giving it the protection, and also the Chariot energy is like, it's kind of an energy of working through a lot of challenges. And when we work through challenges, we learn a lot. It grows us, it evolves us, it makes us wiser, smarter, more intelligent, more intuitive, more, more emotionally strong. When you move through challenges, it makes us more emotionally strong. And I feel that, those qualities is what's boosting this Chariot. The things that you have learned through facing the challenges is what's progressing you forward. The strength that you have gained through navigating challenges and overcoming it is something that's protecting you, because you've been through it. I also feel that because we're heading into the Gemini season, which is an air sign, and it's all about communication, community. So maybe this is a project in regards to a community that you're working on that's gaining momentum. It could be about, it could be anything. It could be about communication that's gaining momentum. So maybe, I don't know, maybe communication is enhanced or something about that. Maybe you have a business that you're promoting online. It could be, a product that you're selling and it's, gaining momentum by word of mouth, or there is some kind of marketing going on. So it could be that your thing, your situation, your goal is gaining momentum through a lot of communication. That could be for some of you. I'm getting the energy of the movie Hidden Figures. I don't know if you see it, but I'm getting a lot of Hidden Figures energy. Some of you could be watching that, or you can watch that and pick up a thing or two. But that comes very strongly with this energy, Hidden Figures. I also feel, Taurus, for you, could be in creative arts as well. It's like you could be into creative arts and you're trying to balance out two different ideologies or two different backgrounds and creating something out of it. It's like for example, I've seen like a dichotomy in a lot of, in the fashion world, in the clothes department, where the designers, they want to take, things from the past, some kind of maybe fabrics or some kind of trend, and they want to, create something very modernistic out of it. So it's like using the old ideologies or the retro design pattern or fabric of some sort and creating something which is more modernistic, more today's time. So it's like, it's like trying to balance the two things, right? It's like, yeah, you're taking the past and you're also blending it with the present modern day. Something like that. So maybe that's your ideology, that you like the fashion of the past or some kind of trend of the past. Or maybe you have a retro energy. You want to bring in some kind of retro energy, but at the same time, you want to keep it modernistic. So it's like balancing two different areas. Now, for some of you, this could be balancing two different jobs, two different lifestyles or something like that. But this is forward movement, whether it's like, in your job, in your career, could be upskilling. Maybe you're moving forward. You've completed your graduation and now you're applying for a job. For some of you, it could be that. For some of you, it could be, for some of you, it could be that you're buying homes, moving forward with homes. Maybe something was held back, or your home was under some kind of inspection and you were kind of getting the vibe of the neighborhood and all of that, and now you're ready to move forward with the purchase. Big ticket purchases take a lot of assessment. It's not a one-day thing. So for some of you, it could be that. But I do feel that you're feeling confident in kind of holding the horses or holding the reins and directing the horses. You kind of learned, because see, the X is in perfect harmony. So you've kind of learned how to balance, So there is a confidence that you have, like, yeah, I got this, I can handle this. And I also feel that you're very wise about how you're going about doing this, because I feel that I feel that you're very realistic. Like, yeah, I'm getting an energy of short-term and long-term balancing. I don't know. So you're very, like, how to do, how to be very practical in the short term, but at the same time, you have a long-term idea, or you're trying to create something long-term. I'm getting long-term, short-term. So I don't know how that sits in your case, but this could be something about balancing something which is short-term or long-term in any area. Now, for some of you, this could be balancing your ideologies. It's like on one side, you're a conservative and you're a liberal or a visionary of some kind. So you're trying to balance two ideologies. For some of you, it could be that as well. And that's taking you in a certain direction. The next card you have, Taurus, is the Pilgrim, and this is number 20. Now, in the Tarot, number 20 is a judgment, which is higher calling. It's like next level card. Now, let's take a look at the picture. There is a person out here that is wrapped up in a gray cloth, and then but the eyes are visible, right? So this person, this character, this person over here can see. And then this person is also holding a torch. And there is a mountain in the background and a beautiful, if you see the ambience or the surrounding, is like very much like a collage, right? It's like very layered, so many colors. It's like a full spectrum of colors. For you, Taurus, I feel that, when it comes to the torch, it's about forward movement, right? It's just the chariot journey, which is, it's similar to that energy of forward movement. You carry your own light. And this mountain is there behind. The mountain is the struggles, You've already left it behind. You've climbed the mountain. So there's a lot of obstacles. It's a journey. Climbing a mountain is a journey in its own self. And that's what this pilgrim, I feel, is all about. When we, whether it's in the literal sense or whether it's actually a journey, both ways we learn a lot. We're exposed to so much, whether it's a journey in, maybe a business, a project, a company, or studies, whatever that journey is. It could be that for some of you, where you're studying, you're getting certificates and graduations and upskilling and, applying your skills and learning through experience. For some of you, it could be that journey, but others of you, it could be actually a journey where you're actually climbing a mountain. For some of you, you could be preparing for it. A lot of people these days, they like that, they climb mountain, and there's so much that you learn in the process, the resilience and the atmosphere and the pros, the cons, the dangers, the how to navigate the terrain. There's so much we learn, there's so much we grow from it, and others of you, you could be actually traveling, pilgrim travels through holy places. It's a transformative experience in its own self. For those of you that have been to sacred places and, toured, or just a tour that is very intentional, like you wanted to take a journey to a secret place, and that becomes a very transformative experience. That's the thing about those pilgrims, it's a transformative experience at the core level, at the soul level. And these colors out here, this is like, the full spectrum of colors, the experiences, the good, bad, and everything in between. It's about being fully engaged in that journey, in that experience, to be living a purposeful, a genuine, meaningful life, where you embrace all these experiences, these colors. That's what transforms us. It's not a one-day thing. It is a journey of several years, and that's when the pilgrim shows up, like you've been through this journey for several years, and there is this richness about that, right? There is this yellow color, there is green, orange, red, gray. Every kind of color is over here. So you've embraced it all, you've been through it all, and it shapes us into who we become. Now, for you, Taurus, this pilgrim, this journey, I feel has been very meaningful, very purposeful. It's something that has genuine meaning, purpose. It's not a journey that, I got bored and I went on a short drive or a long drive, or I went to a theme park. It's not that kind of journey. It's a very purposeful journey where, we plan for it and it transforms us, and the torch is there in this. So again, the chariot we saw for you moving through unknown territory. Here again, carrying your own light, moving through unknown times, navigating it, and the mountain is something, a solid structure, giving me the image of the lava. That's how mountains of this kind are created, giving me a lava image. And lava is like, comes from the bottom of the earth. It's a slow process of creating these mountains. And it's kind of a permanent structure, right? Unless you bring a big boulder and you cut it and create something out there. Until then, it's a permanent structure. You really can't move it from where the lava has, created that mountain. So this is something that, it's like a structure that you have created. A solid structure, maybe a foundation. You can see it in both ways. It could be the challenges that you have overcome through creating something solid. That feels like, a climb of the mountain. But it's behind you now. So you are moving forward. You've created something. And you're moving forward after all those experiences. So that's what you're carrying with you forward. And I feel that everything that you have done has been, you're doing it on your own pace. I'm getting a very sustainable, unrushed pace for you, Taurus, because the lava, it's not a firework. It doesn't spray like a fireworks, right? It's a slow process. It's a slow, unhurried process of creating this mountain. But this is something really big, It's something big that you have been working on, something, that's the really big purpose that you feel, genuinely called towards. And, when, I've read that before as well, that when we, undertake a meaningful journey, whether it's in the literal sense or in the physical, actual traveling sense, which is, when we take it for a certain purpose, for a certain reason, the how it transforms us psychologically, emotionally, is very different from the journey that anybody takes for just entertainment or travel or leisure or pleasure or just, for any kind of fun travel. That kind of a travel is different. But a journey that's taken for a purpose and some meaning, that has a more lasting and transformative impact on us. And with that transformation, you are moving forward. So a foundation has been created. I feel that you're moving forward to create something more, next chapter, next level. That's what the judgment call is all about. It's the next level. And this is something that has meaning, has purpose, has quality. Venus is in your sign. Your ruler is in your sign right now. Venus is in Taurus. Venus is all about quality, value. So something that adds value to the world or to you, to your community, something that is high quality. You're taking it next level. And we had Chariot. Chariot is the energy of collective Cancerians, where Jupiter is stationed right now. And Jupiter is all about forward movement, fortune, growth, expansion, blessings, all of that. So that energy is coupled with this movement forward. Now, this figure out here is wrapped in a cloth, right? It's wrapped in some kind of cloth. And we see the chariot also, there is some kind of protection, the shell, the cover and all of that. So there is a productive energy. And I feel that, it's your experiences, I feel this cloth is all your experiences that have shaped you into who you are, that have transformed you. It's your experiences that is protecting you, because when we've been there, done that, we know what it is like, and we know we develop resilience, we develop strength that actually becomes a protection for us. And the last card for today, Taurus, you have is a message from Cosmos, and it says, all that is. Further, it says, today, I notice the love that powers all of life. I see that each tiny part of the universe is an expression of that love, and I am aware of the presence of God in all things. I open myself to this magic. I marvel at the splendor of all that is, of which I am truly a part. You see the picture? It's a beautiful trail for some of you. You could be, hikers, bikers, out in the nature. For some of you, it could be mountain climbers. We saw the pilgrim. This could be a part of your pilgrim. Maybe you're walking a lot. Maybe a part of you're running in nature or something like that. Some of you could be participating in that as well. But otherwise, this is all about, appreciating what the world has to offer. Look at this landscape. It's so beautiful. Knowing that this is not man-made, this, you cannot create purple trees. It has to be, seeded, and if the seeds are all natural, it's a gift from God, from the universe to this world. So understanding that, it's the universal love. It's, the love of the universe, the God, the high powers that you believe in is reflected in every part of this universe. Whether we are flying, it's been possible only through, the collective humanity, the blessings of the universe, whether it's, man-made wonders, everything, where people put in their love, their heart, their devotion, their time, and creating something valuable, value-add to the community, to people. It's all a part of this, the magic of the universe, and you're open to it. You're like, I want to try it. I want different experiences. I want to go here or there, try this. And, it feels like you want to do everything. You have a bucket list. You want to go here, there, everywhere. And you're so glad to be a part of it, So great energy out here, Taurus. Those were your messages and hope you enjoyed them. Now moving on to the sign of Virgo. So the first card you have, Virgo, is the Ace of Wands. Wands is a fire suit, fire energy. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius are the fire elements, but it's in the reverse for you. But nevertheless, it's a very bright card, yellow shades. There is this one which is turned reverse, upside down. I feel that, Ace of Wands in the upright is about creative ideas, and kind of a creative idea that has a potential to grow. If you put in the right amount of time, energy, that's what the upright energy is. But in the reverse for you, Virgo, I feel that this is an idea that you definitely have. But I feel that before you announce it to the world or present it to the world or release it in some way, you're kind of refining it. Because I feel that this fire, is kind of oriented towards practical work, effort, refinement. It's like the draft one, draft two, and all of those versions before the final product is released. Because we don't want to release unfinished product, and especially for Virgo, your ruler is Mercury, and 6 house energy is that of detail-oriented, of refining things, of kind of polishing the product before it gets out into the world. You don't want a bad product out there because negative reviews will completely waste the time and energy that you have put towards creating it, right? So I feel that you are honing in on or refining products, whether it's in your company as part of a team. You have certain versions that you're trying to refine before the final release date, before you give it to the client, or before you submit the draft to maybe your boss, or maybe it's an individual effort that you're working on. For some of you, it could be in the creative areas, maybe a painting that you're working on. You cannot release. With the Virgo energy, Mercurian energy, it tells you exactly when a product is complete versus when a product is almost complete. Virgo energy can tell the difference. So before you make those big announcements and then you have to deal with negative reviews, it's better to run it through several iterations and make sure that there is no loopholes, there is no malfunctions. The path to marketing, the research has been done, the interest has been judged, and which segments the product needs to be released and targeted towards, or what are the features that are going to be the selling point of the product or something like that. So you already know what needs to be changed, what needs to be worked on, and you know what is a good product. So there's no point in releasing a bad product, and that's your smartness, that's your intelligence, that's speaking to you. So I feel that this is like working behind the scenes. Maybe you haven't even told the people around you that you're working on something. Maybe you're upskilling. Maybe this is an upskilling that you're doing. Or it could be a product that you're creating. It could be a business that you're building. It could be a restaurant that you're trying to open, and you've applied for a loan and you don't want to announce it unless the loan is passed. You've decided on a place. You fix the name and all of those things. So much goes into creating anything. If it's restaurants or if it's fashion, so much goes into creating a final designer product, and it could be any product, clothes, it could be instruments or daily use items, or it could be some craft project that you have. Today we have so many, modern makers market that are on display, and the people out there, you've been to some modern makers and they're so beautiful, the products that they present, and it's not that they created in a day, they've been through it, they went through several iterations of it, and once the final product appears, people are willing to pay a higher price if the product is good. You want your work to be appreciated, to be noticed, to sell, to bring you the money for the energy and time that you have put in. But the thing is that this is not an endless process. It's got to end. The work has got to end. You have to present it to the world. And because, your ruler is Mercury, right, Virgos? It's right now in the sign of Gemini, which is an air sign. And you are an earth sign, So I feel that Mercury coming into Gemini is going to push you to announce what you've been working on. You might have kept it in the down low, but because Mercury is entering into the sign of Gemini, which is a communicative sign, you got to get that push. You're going to have to, ramp up your refinement completed, because the push is going to be for announcing it. So you will announce it, but you have to keep that standard, Once you're able to achieve that, and I feel that things might pick up a lot of pace, forward momentum. You might put in a lot of energy, long hours to create that standard product. Because, the Mercury in Gemini is going to give you that push. So you are going to publish it, but if it's a magazine or if it's a journal that you're writing, a piece of art that you're creating, you will put it out there. You will sell it to the museum, or you're going to have a exhibition where you can display it, or maybe like have a booth somewhere and you're going to sell it, because you are going to get that push to advertise, to publicize, to publish, to get it out there, to release it, to sell it, So it's a good thing that, a refined product is coming into the market. Now, for some of you, if this is not about work, it could be your own personal life. Maybe you're learning a skill. You don't want to announce it, because you want to be able to get the certificates, the completion, and then you want to announce it. For some of you, you're nearing that completion of that course, that project, or that certification, that degree, and then you want to announce it to the world. For some of you, this could be, homes that you want to buy, some kind of investment that you're looking at. And unless the loan is passed, or, it has been renovated or completely refined, polished, you don't want to show it, or you don't want to let people know about that. This could go in so many ways. It could be you're working on some kind of theater production, and, you don't want to release it. Who releases an unfinished movie? So some of you could be working in those kind of creative movies, shows, songs, and you want to polish it, making sure that people are going to like it, appreciate it, come watch, and all of those good things, bring in the good moolah, the money, and all of that. So some of you could be working as part of production teams, movies, songs, shows, theater, and you want to refine it, practice it, or maybe some dance, you want to refine it, sync up the moves, and then you want to present it to the world. So, or this could be in general life. This is not a big ticket item or a big project. It could be in general your day-to-day life, like you're reviewing things before you do anything. You're reviewing documents before you sign on the dotted line. You are reviewing the text messages before you're sending them out. You're reviewing the emails before you're sending them out. You're not rushed. You're reviewing, certain versions, some drafts or something like that. Maybe you're working as part of a team that has to review a lot of things. Maybe doing a lot of reviewing. Maybe you're in the quality control and you have to review it or something like that before you present your final report. So for some of you, it could be that as well. But I do feel that, people around you are picking up on that you are working on something. And maybe you've dropped in a hint or two, maybe not the complete picture. But yeah, you're like, yeah, this is something that I've been working on. But I feel that because this is a fire energy, there's a purity to it. Whatever your product will be released, it has gone through the purification, which means it has gone through severe refinement. It has, it's going to be really a good product. It's going to be a very useful, well-refined thing that whatever you submit, whatever you release is going to be extremely valuable and extremely polished. And it's not going to be a premature product. It's going to be a very impressive, a fine product that comes out of this. Next, Virgo, you have the card of Thanatos. So this is number 73, and so it adds up to a 10, which is 1. And there is a new beginning with this. So let's take a look at the picture. There is a big web. Now, web is something which is a web or a net. Something that catches something, right? Something that holds something. And if you see in the center, there are some hands. There is a person. The face is not clearly visible, so it's hiding away, kind of, in the background, like trying to reach for something out of this web. So, Virgo, for you, I feel that, it feels that this person is trapped in the web, but it's not really trapped, right? The web is pretty like loose, and there's gaps and spaces, so it's not a suffocating web. It's not some place that cannot be, broken away broken away from. And if you see that, there is one specific thread which has a small, tiny knot, and when it comes to building, something like a crochet, a crochet also I would consider this. So some of you could be crochet artists creating some kind of crochet items, but for others of you, for those, either it's knitting or crochet, that there is a small knot of a thread at one point. And if you cut that knot, or if you open that knot, the entire crochet or the knitting, whatever you have created, that item completely opens up. So now, when it comes to knitting and crochet, they are very tightly knit, right? There's no space. There's not much breathing room. But with this net or web out here, there's a lot of breathing room. So you don't feel like you're trapped inside. But there is, it's not a free movement. It doesn't allow free movement. So there is a constraint out here for you, Virgo, that you're sitting in. It could be a situation. It could be a company. Could be at home. Could be your neighborhood. Could be your personal house. Could be a habit of yours. Some kind of a constraint that's holding you down or holding you back. Now, when it comes to the Thanatos energy, even though it might feel like, oh, it's such a big word and it's a dangerous energy, no, it's quite the contrary. It's a gentle, it's a soft change, it's a transformation, it's the breaking away. See, the hands are reaching out. They want to be free. So it's an energy of breaking free, of identification, where you can pull the knot, pull the thread, so that the entire structure that is holding you back kind of dissolves or transforms. It's an energy of reaching out for freedom, breaking away from some structure. Now, whether it's an organizational structure, or it could be a community structure, it could be your team, the work that you do, the business, the networks that you have. It could be anything that could be limiting you. It could be your own ideologies, beliefs, patterns, habits. It could be anything. It's going to be different for each one of you based on your placements, but there is some kind of limiting factor that you recognize now. Mercury transiting through Gemini will help you put a finger on it. Like, what exactly is the problem here that's holding you back? And the Thanatos energy is definitely like a kind of a subtle death. In the tarot, there is a death energy. There's a death major arcana. Sometimes it can be a sudden one, but Thanatos energy is more like a gentle recognition and a release. So I feel that you're kind of analyzing things. The Virgo collective energy is about analyzing the constraints. So you might be doing that in the next few days. Trying to see that, and this may not be something applicable only to you. It could be like a company structure. It could be a financial structure. It could be an educational structure, something that you feel is limiting for a growth perspective. Like, for example, you could be the principal of a school, and you're like, I want to introduce another course in the school or in the college, and what is limiting? The limiting is maybe the funding is limiting, and you're not able to introduce that, or because of lack of funds. So now you have understood that funds is the limiting factor. So what you can do is you can raise funds, you can raise awareness, you can pitch to the educational system that this course is going to benefit the community and things like that. So once you point out that, oh, people are not even aware of it, so let's just go spread awareness, maybe that's the web that you're trapped into, that there is lack of awareness in the world about it. So now you understand that point that, oh, this has been the constraint because people don't even know that if they take this course, what is the benefit that they're going to receive? So now you start educating people, you spread awareness, you gather funds, and you introduce the course. You get the course introduced into the college, which benefits people. The people get educated, and then they build more systems around that specific area or that subject or that need, whatever that is. So this web is a structure that you have been identifying what has been limiting to you, and then you're going to make or take the practical steps to break free from it. So it starts with honesty, self-awareness, analyzing, naming that particular thing that's holding you back, understanding where you can break it and how it can be broken in a gentle way, how it can be transformed in a gentle way without a destruction. It's not aggressive or a disruptive energy, right? So when you kind of dissolve this or find the way out or break free from it, it should not in any way disrupt any system which is around it or around you. It has to be a gentle energy. So you have to play that. And you are the ease of wands in the reverse before this, Virgo. So there is something that you are working on, you're refining. And I feel while you're working at it, while you're refining things, you might be identifying the loopholes or the systems or the constraints that are holding you back. So now you're going to find the gap. You're going to see what exactly can be done to break free from it. And then you're going to shift the structure or break free from it. Now, this can also be in your investments, You're honestly sitting down, taking stock of your time, energy, resources, budget, and see what is it that's holding you back. It could be like where you're living, your community, your city is holding you back. Maybe it's like you want to pursue a certain, for example, you want to pursue culinary arts. And you're living in a city which is far away from the best school there is, and you have to maybe move to a different state or a different city. So now you were analyzing, you're like, you know what, I want to learn culinary arts, but my preferred school is in a different city, so I need to, and maybe, your family doesn't want you to move out. They want you to just pursue whatever is around, and you're like, you know what, my eyes are set on that particular university or college, and I have to somehow shift this, the mindset of the people around me. I have to convince my family. I have to gather the funds. I have to look out for people, resources, places to live over there. And I have to do a lot of things, to make it work. So you're analyzing that you're not able to pursue because something is holding you back. Maybe funds are holding you back. Maybe it's your family that they really, they're protective of you. They don't want you to leave, and they just, maybe that's what's limiting you. So some kind of a pattern, a habit, that you feel is really holding you back, which is not really supported, I mean, your family is very supportive otherwise, but they're not supporting your initiative to go there and learn in a different college or a university. So that's not a supportive energy, right? So you need to work around it. You need to, start the process of telling them, of making them aware, of gathering the funds, of saving up, of having a penny account where you save, and then you accumulate funds or something, make it work, or work a job, or get a job somewhere so that you can accumulate the funds so that you can go and study in your favorite university. So it's just that, that moment when we examine the situation. And of course, it's not easy, right? A lot of work goes. When Thanatos energy is here, a lot of work is upon you. Because you have to put in the work. It's a transformation energy. You are breaking free from certain things. So you will feel a little bit disoriented, right? Because we get comfortable in familiar spaces and situations. So it's going to make you feel a little uncomfortable. The death energy does. It makes us feel really uncomfortable. But growth happens when we're not in comfortable spaces. And this energy is providing you that growth, that structure to create the growth. You know, a university is a structure to allow you to learn new skills so that you can go open a restaurant after that, or apply it, or work for a restaurant, or open up your own gig, or whatever that is for you. So going through this change, of upskilling and all of that is painful. We have to align so many things. We have to work hard. We have to make sure that the money that we spend is well utilized later on to open a business or apply knowledge somewhere. So it is a transformative experience, but it's not easy. So, but I feel that you're ready for it, and you're ready to, let those constrictions, those constraints, those holding points, patterns, habits, whatever it is, you're ready to change it. You're ready to, fix it. Now, for some of you, this could be at your place of work. You know, it's like the position that you hold in your team, in your company, how you work, how you operate in the company, how people see you, or in general, how have you positioned yourself in the company, or maybe you're in the media, how have you positioned yourself as an actor or actress or media person or whatever that is, it's like, maybe that has been your constraint. Like, you've been playing a certain type of a genre, and you're like, oh, people see me as just this villain. So, that's a constraint, and I need to change that up for myself. So, and then you start working towards that. So it's an active understanding, and it's an active engagement. It's, it's seeing the reality, seeing the thing, seeing the constraint, putting a finger on it, naming it, seeing it clearly, and then working around it. And the last card for today, Virgo, you have is a message from Cosmos, and it says, growing. Further, it says, today I understand that I am here to learn, to discover, and grow. When I nourish myself with my inner light, my inner divinity grows. When I study the messages that life brings me, I am improved in the eyes of God. When I strike a balance between the material and spiritual worlds, I am freed of inner conflicts. In these ways, I grow my own soul. Exactly. So there is growth, and it's talking about freeing yourself from inner conflicts. Those are the energies that we have been talking about. It's a work which has been going on behind the scenes. It's growth, whether it's personality growth, it's a skill development. You're learning, you're discovering yourself, you're discovering your pain points, what's holding you back, and then, the Thanatos is an energy where you understand, that there is a problem. Being honest itself is symbolic of your inner light glowing. You're not running away from it. You're not closing your eyes to it. So recognizing that, recognizing who you are. Some of you could be more engaged in some kind of divinity or spirituality, or studying that as well. Improving yourself, because it says here, I'm improved in the eyes of God. So something that you're doing to elevate yourself, your personality, your inner core, your heart space, your soul space. Maybe you're working on something like that. Maybe this is spiritual growth. Maybe there is some constraints that you recognize that are preventing you from growing spiritually. So maybe you recognize that, and now you want to grow in that. So, but here's the thing, there is a balance between the material and spiritual world. So while you're doing the inner work, you're also balancing, working on things that bring you money, your job, your career, your personality, where you live, your house and your family, whatever that is for you in the material world. So you're balancing both sides of it. And freeing yourself of inner conflict. So something that was, you had some questions answered, you got a direction, you understood the constraint, you're breaking free from it. And that's allowing you to, feel at ease, at peace. And, you've achieved a certain kind of growth, or you will see that very soon. So this is soul growth. It could be soul growth, personality growth, but this is a lot of growing energy out here for you, Virgos. So those were your messages, and hope you enjoyed them. Now moving on to the sign of Capricorn. So the first card for today, Capricorn, you have is the Eight of Cups. Now, Cups is a water energy. Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio are the water elements. And you're the earth sign, Capricorn. You are the cardinal earth sign. And cardinal signs are, the energy of cardinal is to begin something new. Here, if you look at the picture, there are 4 cups on top, and then there is the reflection of those 4 cups, which is in the water below. And then there's this person, that is standing, cannot see the facial expression because it's turned on the other side. The person is turned towards the other side, like kind of turned away from the cups. Now, if you look at the picture, the cups are transparent. Sorry about the noise. So yeah, the 4 cups are reflected in the still water below. And they're transparent cups, which means you can see the contents of the cups. And Capricorn, I feel that's exactly what you are doing. You're looking at the contents, Cups is like a heavy investment of time, energy, of resources. But you're considering leaving that. And I feel, have analyzed it because, there's transparency here. So you've been honest with yourself. You are looking at the contents, which are clearly visible. Also, the water is still, so there is an honest reflection. There is honest mirroring, your honest truth. You're feeling it, that it's, whatever I have built. And for you, Capricorn, you are the 10th house, you are the mountain goat, the symbolic of mountain goat, which is like constantly persevering, building, slowly, steadily. And now you are considering leaving that. So that's a good thing. That's evolution. That's moving away from things that you have outgrown that are not serving you anymore. You're not being impulsive. You're still standing here. The person, has already done this honest assessment. And, is not running away. Is not escaping. And there's nothing wrong with what's in the cups. It's clean, it's nice. The contents are not bad at all. It doesn't show like a bad cup. It doesn't show that the contents are bad or there's a snake or there's something. It's a clean cup. So nothing is wrong with these cups. But then there is something more to look forward to, something you have outgrown. Whether it's a career, whether it's a situation, a neighborhood, community, a house, people. Who knows? This could be anything in your life, but there is a strong calling elsewhere. There is a strong calling to leave a situation because it has done its job. And that's what growth is all about, because Eight of Cups, when you leave it, you arrive at the Nine of Cups, which is like, genuinely being happy with where you have arrived. Now, your 10th house energy and opposite sign of you is Cancer. Right? And Jupiter right now is in Cancer. I feel that where, you are leaving something, but wherever you arrive, that is blessed by the energy of Jupiter. So there is growth, there is expansion. Clearly there is growth and expansion. That's why you're leaving a certain situation, but it's a genuine felt need. Yeah, I definitely need to leave this. It's not serving me anymore. It's not just your mind playing games on you or just being, you being too analytical. It's not that, it's your emotions. From your emotional space, you feel that you need to move past something. Now, when this person is moving away, the cups are still there. They're not falling apart. They're not breaking. They're not going anywhere. So whatever you have been working on, whatever you have been building, it's still going to be there. It's just that you want to grow bigger. You're not abandoning something. You are moving forward onto the next chapter, next phase of your life. And that's progression. You know, it's like, for example, if you started with a small house, or maybe you started a business in your house, and now your business has grown, so you have to leave that home where you started working, or, or you started that business, and now you need to move on. For example, if you started a cooking or a pizza shop, in your garage or something like that, and a small space, and now it has grown, so you need to move out of your house and into a store. So you built a business and it's there, but it's just that you have to move forward. You have to move away from your house, and maybe you got a store which is like maybe a little bit of a drive, like 15-minute drive. Maybe that's the best deal you got, and you're like, oh man, I got to drive so much. I got to, set up the whole thing in this new store. But it's a good thing because your business has outgrown your garage space, or, something like that, and now it'll flourish. So you genuinely feel a need to buy a bigger space, and while it was convenient running a business from home, you have to work hard to get all the materials and setup and all the regulations for the store, and everything that needs to have a business functioning. You need to register it or something like that, and you have to go through all those hassles. But then you want to grow, it's that space in the garage is not enough. So that's the kind of energy I feel for you, that you are ready for this, you're ready for growth, you have the drive, you have the, maybe you really want it, and there's a need for it. You're ready for it, there's growth. You're ready to move away from that garage, from that small space, no matter how cozy it was, into a bigger restaurant, So it's not like a one day sudden impulsive thing or a cash and burn kind of a crisis thing. No, because see, the Eight of Cups, the original title of this is the Lord of Abandoned Success. So this abandoned success means that success is not going anywhere. It's you're climbing up the ladder, you're moving on, the success that you achieved so far is there, is real, it's for real. But it no longer fulfills you. You want to grow more. You want to, you want to grow more. And it could be maybe you want to study more, or you want to buy a bigger house, or you want to acquire more shops, stores, or you want to grow your business, whatever that is for you. That level of success is not going anywhere. It was a stepping stone to the next chapter. So that's what I feel like. For some of you, this could be like an assessment of the, so if the place where you live, or the community, or the city, and you're like, you know what, this city is no longer working for me because all of my clients are in, in some other city, and, I have to constantly fly or travel back and forth, and exhausting me. So I better move to the city where a majority of my clients are located, where it's going to be easy for me to commute and meet them and grow my business. So for some of you, it could be that I recognize my clients are far, and while I love my family, I love the city where I was born, I was raised, I have this emotional attachment, but it's no longer working for me because my business needs to grow. So I have to move to a different city. So it's that kind. It's not going to be easy, but you assess your situation, that it's needed, it's much needed, and it's going to benefit you. It's going to bring you a lot of happiness and satisfaction. So the energy that you have put into building these 8 cups is not going wasted. It's not going anywhere. But and you also understand that while you're leaving this, it's not that you're going to fail, or you have, for some of you, it could be that you're changing professions, and you feel like you've invested so much time, energy, and now you have to change your profession. And your work that you've done so many years, building a certain kind of business or job, is going to waste. Nothing goes to waste. Let me tell you that, no matter what the skills you acquire, everything comes together at one point. You're able to apply those lessons, those skills, those values, the resilience, the qualities you develop, the vision you develop, the people that you met that inspired, and, everything that we put our time and energy to transforms us, builds us, shapes us. So it's not wasted time, it's invested time. So some of you actually could be changing their careers, like drastic changes, and you might be feeling like, oh my God, I studied and I put so much time and energy into building this, becoming a doctor, and now I'm opening my own store or a restaurant. What is the purpose of going to medical school? No, it is a success. You know, you have worked hard and it served you while it served you, and now your higher calling is to open a restaurant, so go for it, you know. So it's not about failure or anything. It's just that you are done with it. You want to try something new. So for some of you, this could be that you have been kind of looking at this situation for a bit, a few months, or maybe longer than that, and you've been planning, like, what else can I do? You know, I'm calling at this. How can I make this happen? I have this job, but I'm pulled towards a new direction. How am I going to make it happen? I have only so many hours in a day and all of that. So you might be assessing, trying to figure out how you're going to move away from this situation. You know, so for some of you, it could be that you have been doing this for the past few months. For some of you, it could be that you have built a business and now you need to hand it over to a bigger company so that the company can grow. Maybe you've hit like a ceiling in terms of sales or marketing or approach, and you don't have the funds. You're not getting the funding, so you want to sell it off, or you want to merge with another company. But for some of you, it could be that as well, that you're merging companies, or you've created a business, you have to sell it off because you don't have the time, energy, funds to grow, and you have to hand it over to somebody else. But it's the need of the hour, and you assess that, yeah, you can't do anything more than this. You've hit it last ceiling, or you don't have the energy and time for it, and you need to sell it to a bigger house so that they can run it for you. For some of you, it could be that situation. Or it could be that you're trying to retire. For some of you, it could be retiring as well. Or maybe it's like, when the players and the athletes and all of those, they've been working at their sports for so long, and suddenly they rise, it's time to retire or become a coach or start my own business because, that's what makes sense at this space of my life. So that's good. I mean, it's not a failure. You were an athlete, and that's good, and that experience is going to help you build a business or coach the newcomers out of it, right? So the time that I was invested into playing, learning the skills and upskilling and getting that recognition is not a failure by any means. It's a stepping stone to the next business because now you have a brand name and people recognize you for your craft and your skill and, your capabilities, and they will invest into your business, or they will come join your business or your classes or something like that. So I feel that a lot of you have been figuring this out, that a change needs to happen. You need to move on from where you are, and I feel that you're working towards that. And whatever you walk towards, Capricorn, is going to be so fulfilling to you because you're walking towards the 9 of Cups. Now, for some of you, this could be your investments. Your financial investment, your portfolios, your homes, your in real estate investment. You're like, okay, I invested into this, but this building has, or this stock has hit its peak, and now it might, go down, or it's not doing so well. I've held it for so long. I need to sell it. For some of you, it could be you're selling things that you really don't need, that you held for long. You've gotten the maximum equity, and now you're ready to sell it to because you feel that you're not going to benefit from keeping it any longer. And the next card you have, Capricorn, it is number 59. So 59, and this reduces to a 14. So 5914. And again, 14 reduces to a 5. So 5 is coming through prominent, and 5 is a number of change. We already saw that with the 8 of Cups here for you, Capricorn. There is change on the horizon for you. But look, there is a medallion here, It's a glowing medal. It's brilliant, Medals are given to winners, to champions. I'm hearing we are the champions. So there is a prize which is reading for you here, This is like recognition of your efforts. This is achievement. That's what the 8 of Cups is, You have been putting in the work, and now you have this medal to recognize the effort that you have been putting into something consistently. Now, it's shining against the black band drum, right? And there's a hand which is reaching for it. So I feel that this medal has not been given to you as yet. You're going towards that medal. You're working hard towards something. You're reaching for it. It's not easy to get a medal. If you look at the Olympics, athletics, or any other sports, soccer and all of those, the medals, the rewards, the prizes that are given out are not for, small efforts. It's genuine, persistent, continued effort and accomplishment. It's like you're heading towards it, you're working towards it. So I feel that you are being very disciplined, and what you will achieve, the reward is going to be so much genuine. It's a gold medal. It's something that you can touch, feel, be happy about, be proud about, not be boastful about, be proud about, because you know what you're capable of doing. So I do feel that there is something that you have been working for a long, long time, and you've been fully invested into it. You've been giving it your all. And here you are with the gold medallion. And if you look at the history, in the history, the medals is like a very recent thing. Earlier it was like I think it was olive branches or olive wreaths that were given, not olive branches, olive wreaths that were given out to the champions, to the winners. Wreaths were considered victory symbols. Medals are more recent. So, and wreaths are more like sacred, It's not like just anything, because olive wreaths, it was not burden or anything, but it was still considered very sacred. So I feel that, it's a sacred victory, something, it's sacred to you, something which will tell you about yourself, it will actually highlight what you're capable of doing, what you're capable of achieving. And this is just a recognition that the work that you have been putting in, for so much long time, it was kind from the heart space. You're fully invested. It was a genuine work. And now the food is here. So I do feel in the near future, you will be, given some kind of recognition, accolades. You will be honored for your contributions. Nowadays, a lot of awards are being given out. It's the season, it's the award season. Actually, it goes on all year, whether it's sports, you have the Olympics, you have the games, you have soccer and something going on all the time. Then there is the creative awards and music awards and movie awards. There's something going on all the time. So for some of you, you could be getting recognized on a global stage, like in front of an actual audience, and that's your recognition for, that you have arrived. You have, been recognized for the work that you have been putting in, and it's paying off now. That work is paying off now. So you have reached a certain capacity, you have put in the work, and I feel that, the how much you had to stretch yourself, build yourself, upskill yourself, you had to work towards it, and I feel that you've integrated all of that. You're integrating all of that, Capricorn. It's turned you into a new, better, more accomplished, highly capable, high-achieving person. And I feel that, that's the Eight of Cups. You're like, yeah, I have achieved all of this. I've got the recognition for it, and now I need to strive for something more. So the Eight of Cups, when you're leaving it, you're like, yes, I built it. I got the recognition for it. But this is not enough for me. I want to grow. I want to do better. I want to try something more. I want to expand. And that's where you're heading towards. Because what you have already worked towards has produced something really good. But it's not enough now. You want something more. So I feel that some of you might be getting promoted to next level. at work, or you might be taking your business to the next level, or you might be pivoting to a completely different area, domain, like I mentioned before. You could be like an athlete, and now you're opening a coaching center for that particular sport, because you have achieved so much. You have these medals, you have titles, and you have all these certificates under your belt and credibility, and everybody knows that you're genuinely the best at it, or really good at it, or very accomplished at it. So there's a lot of recognition out here for you, Capricorn. It could be at your household, it could be in your business, it could be at a global level, it could be you're into politics or some kind of, some kind of politics or city work or government work or something like that, and you are being recognized for your contributions. But the thing is that it hasn't been easy. You've really worked hard and long for it. You've been growing for it. You've been striving for it. And now, finally, it's here to, to show you that the work you have been putting in was genuine, was real, and worth it. Now, some of you are reaching higher positions. You're highly regarded in your community. You're highly respected. And maybe now you are being offered something else, something more bigger. And now you're going to be moving towards that. But I feel that you are so strong now that you're ready to take on the next level of whatever this is. You're not fearing it. You're not afraid of growth. You're not afraid of next level, because you know you can handle it. You've put in the work, you've strengthened yourself, you've strengthened your skills, whatever that expertise for you is. Your credentials are backing your credibility for the next level. So nobody's doubting your capabilities. They have confidence in you. And even more than that, you have confidence that you can take it up. So you're not reaching out from a place of fear. You're not moving forward from a place of fear. You are moving forward from a place of confidence, from knowing your capabilities, knowing that you deserve it, that you've built it for you, that you are genuinely worth it. And now whatever you are wrapping up or leaving behind or completing is part of the plan, is part of the bigger plan for you. So, this is a good energy. In general, 8 of Cups feels like dissatisfaction, but here in your case, Capricorn, it's the movement forward for growth, for achieving something better, something that you have been, ready for, that you've been working hard towards. And it's really good. It's a good energy of recognition, of a rising high, of a solid foundation that you have created and built for yourself. 8 of Cups is not 1 of Cups or 2 of Cups. It's 8 of Cups. It's a lot of time you've been putting into it. So it's a lot of investment, which is now paying up for you. And the last card for today, Capricorn, you have is a message from Cosmos. And it says, the inner alchemist. Further, it says, like an alchemist, I possess all the power I need to build a life of joy and harmony. Today, through my positive thoughts, words, and deeds, I create my own light. I understand that I can use the inner magic of intention to transform myself in the same way an alchemist transforms lead into gold. Today, I create happiness. Yeah, so again, there is gold energy with your medallion with gold, Medals are actually full silver. It's just 6 grams of gold on it. But that's the one that makes it. Just that 6 grams of gold makes it worth putting in the effort, right? So here you have inner alchemist. You have it in you. You have the, you have the skills. You have the energy. You have the vision. You have the right ideas. You're ready to take the right actions. You're ready to assemble the right resources. You have that hope in you, that positive light in you that keeps you moving forward. You know that when you set your eyes, mind, heart, and the right intentions, you can transform situations. You create something really big and beautiful for yourself, just like an alchemist does, lead into gold, something which is just lead transforms into something so pure, so beautiful, so radiant. So imagine demand, So something like that, you've transformed or you're changing something which was not popular to something which becomes really popular. And that's your path to happiness. That's the Nine of Cups for you, Capricorn. So this all ties in together through the messages that you have received in this reading. So great messages here, Capricorn, and hope you enjoyed them. So thank you guys for joining. Please subscribe and hit the like if you enjoyed the content, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye for now.